Hey guys, welcome to Powerline. Kaiser here with Skynet, and
You.
we are here to discuss the new additions to our metagame through Fighters Collection and how it affects us specifically because we have Team League coming up next week, and it's kind of important to think about this stuff.
Yep.
So let's jump right into it. We're not going to make this too long. We just want to get this out before the Team League week actually starts, so everybody has to listen to us and prepare on some level. So, first we have Royal Paladins. There are a bunch of builds of Royals that actually work. There's Thing Blaster, which has been very popular in Japan and over here. Sanctuary Guard, also popular. And Altamile. I think that for New York and post-G-Zone expansion, I feel like all of Royals get a nice little boost. Like, now they could first stride Altamile. I think that's really crucial to the strategy of the deck now. Like, now it's very similar to Neo Nectar that they have a very, very powerful first stride, as if they didn't have enough powerful first strides.
They didn't have enough powerful first strides. You know that.
Yeah, Regalia. So good. So free. So I think Royals are in a very good position for Team League. So if you're considering taking that as like an aggro slot in your team, very good choice, in my opinion. What do you think, Skynet?
I prefer actually a much safer route, and I prefer the Alfred build because it pretty much now you put it as a neutral matchup against a lot of clans.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Okay. Because you never know when you might see one. So I've always been a fan of playing safer as opposed to being more aggressive. Because you never know what you're going to see, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where you are caught off guard.
See, I don't even think of saying it because I just assume that's part of the deck now, based from what I know. Like, our friend Franco, our teammate Franco,
Good guy.
that's his Sanctuary Guard build with Alfred. It helps neutralize a lot of the matchups because of that. So, Royal's good option. Agreed.
I agree.
Okay, let's discuss the next thing.
Shout
All right,
out.
OTT.
Oh, okay.
No, OTT.
All right, cool.
That's
Moving
kind
on.
of your territory. Yeah, nothing. All right.
Okay, no. If we're going to talk about OTT, we're going to talk about I would honestly say, in my humble opinion, again, please don't quote me on this, but in my humble opinion, I would say the best deck would be Witches. It offers the most flexibility out of all the builds that you can do. Battle Sisters aren't very viable, to be honest. Susanoo is pretty good, I guess. But the problem that most OTT decks have is Tom. And you're saying, Tom, why is Tom a problem? Tom is the problem because that is pretty much their only win condition. You put your triggers on Tom's swing and hope that you get it because they can't guard. And if that's your only win condition, then it's actually kind of weak. I mean, yeah, you have all this hand with your OTT builds, but there's only so much that you can do with that hand. And they got the cool new stride that allows you to put the top card for your hand, top from your hand on top card of your library, and you can put it on Tom. Again, it's just a recurring theme. But if your opponent has enough to guard Tom, Tom's useless, which is why I think
Guardians also hurt Tom.
Right, which is why I think the best build for OTT right now is the Witches. You're telling me that they're on 4 or 5 damage, you stride into the Witch Stride, discard a card, and you literally point at your opponent and says, discard 2 cards or take a point of damage. And then, on top of that, you're swinging with your rear guards, which also could include Tom. So now you're not really relying on Tom, but you have two different kill conditions in your deck, the Stride and Tom. I think the OTT build is probably the best build. Moving on.
I agree. I don't think it's the most viable deck, and I think it was really hurt by the expansion. But I mean, if you really are dead set on taking it, I would use that build as well.
And it's aside from Tom, it's cost effective.
Yeah, outside of Tom, everything else is pretty cheap because everybody knows it's A. All right, so moving on. Shadow Paladins.
Raging Form.
Obviously good. Raging Form, Revenging, Abyss, hybrid build is really good. Diablo's good. Yeah, I was about to say that. Diablo's very good as well.
You just have a lot of
just
options.
straight up Avenger. Yeah, I mean, the deck has one of the best win conditions in the game still. Phantom Blast for Diablo. Oh, did you play less than 3 cards on the board so I can potentially kill you? Great job. And they can first stride it now, technically.
All right, what's next?
And they have standards for days. Anyway, enough about Shadows. Screw Shadows. Gold Paladins. I don't really feel that golds are that viable for this event.
Question mark.
They just have a bunch of like the same stride in different forms. And like, you know, I mean, with the GR from the next set, I would say, oh yeah, maybe they can work. But like right now, no. Like, don't play Gold Paladins at regionals. You will regret it. Don't let your friends play it. It's a bad decision.
If I can slightly disagree with you, I think one of the better builds is still Ezel, or Ezel, I should say. Especially with Platinum Ezel, helps with the aggro part of Gold Paladins, and you'll see some people still play Bluish Flames, but I think those are probably 2 best builds. Unless you want to take defensive Gurgwit, but you're not really. I wouldn't say Gold Paladins are up there.
No, I wouldn't take it. But yeah, I don't. I mean, to be honest with you, I just don't find it to be good enough. Like, there's no real finisher in the deck. It's kind of eh.
Right, moving on.
Like, I thought it was kind of like oppressive that they got Spear Cross. Honestly, because it's like not a very good card. But anyway, moving on. The next one I have on the list is Genesis. The G Guard's phenomenal. The G Guard's actually probably one of the best ones in the set.
I think the new G the stride version of Genesis is probably the best one, with the ability to rearrange the top cards of your library. But that's about it. Not many.
Yeah, it's like not that viable because it doesn't have a lot of like aggressive options. Drop the water cap. Okay.
That's serious. You right there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm good. All right, let's just move on because Genesis is kind of a waste of time to discuss.
Insert comments here.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sick. I have an excuse. Yep. Come after me. You can find me at regionals and try and fight me on the street. I take challenges. Anyway, so last but not least from United Sanctuary, we have Angel Feather. And this is the deck that I really enjoy playing, as well as watching people that know how to play it really well, because it can hit numbers. It's just, I can't explain how I feel about the deck, and when I watch very good players use it. It also stresses me out and pisses me off because of the amount of time it takes for an Angel player to get through their turn, but it's a very good deck. It's a good choice.
Are you making any references?
What do you mean?
Shout out to the handsome himself.
To the who?
To the handsome Asian himself.
Are you talking about? Oh, yes, Caiserxs. Yes. My teammate from Vanguard. Yes.
Okay, so you agree.
Anyway.
No CO. Probably one of the best builds to take, with probably a Gavril fusion inside, correct?
I mean, the 4 grade 3 build's really popular. I'm not a big fan of that because I never like playing 4 grade 3 decks, but I personally like the hybrid build more.
Okay.
That's just me, though. I mean, I think post-expansion, I mean, it doesn't really hurt Angels that much because they have Dismal. In fact, Dismal helps the deck a lot because in a lot of cases where they would try and, like, snipe your Broken Heart by attacking it, you can just Dismal and then it's safe, and then you kill them next turn. It's pretty nice. So there's not a lot to say about it. I mean, Angel Feather's good pick in my opinion. Very popular. Refros hopefully will not get hit. If it does, that could change things.
Play Chris.
Alrighty. We're leaving United Sanctuary and going to the Dragon Empire. Kagero. There's pretty much only one build of Kagero that you can take, which is Legend, because X is too slow. You can play X, but you won't be able to compete with the faster metagame. He said, I think Kagero is perfectly fine, but I don't think in comparison to everything else it's necessarily as overpowered as it could be. However, post set 7 that changes immensely, especially after the reveals we were seeing today. So we'll do a separate video later down the line. Other news, Sky Knight and I are getting a case of set 7, so we will be doing an opening of that and posting our results afterwards. So look forward to that.
I think still Dragons.
Nope. Narcomi next. All right. You can play Eradicators, Vanquisher, Kaiser, and Brawlers. I can't really determine which is like the strongest of the strong builds right now, but
we could say which one is consistent.
What?
We can say which one is the most consistent.
Probably Brawlers, because you can punch things and then I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really give Narcomi much of a chance this time around because their G guard is so atrocious. It makes me angry. It's not generic enough to actually like interact with the rest of the deck. So yeah, that's just it. Like Narcomi's a great choice, but I don't think it got helped by the G expansion very much. Yeah, I figured you'd actually agree on that. All right, next Tachikaze.
Guy Emperor.
I'm not super educated. Yeah, I mean Guy Emperor is a great card. I think that they have a lot of options compared to some other clans, so they actually benefit from this, but the deck is still pretty much like push, go into Gluttony Dogma, play 16 crits, be a man, and try and kill them. Don't actually play
I still think it's one of those clans that still have their potential untapped because it's, again, one of those forgotten clans. Like, oh, Tachikaze is getting support. I forgot they existed.
Yeah, the forgotten clan. Much similar to
I've got nothing.
I kind of am blanking. I got nothing on that too, honestly. New Batama, Genu Batama is okay. I still think it's massively overhyped for what it actually is. Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right, Dragon Empire's done.
But it works.
It works, but I still think it's overhyped. But anyway, we're out of red, and we're going into a darker place, the Dark Zone. And we'll start with one of Sky Knight's near and dear clan, Spike Brothers. Sky Knight, does this expansion help at all?
Nope.
How hard can I go minus the deck?
That has been my phrase for the last week. How hard can I go minus? It's with the G Zone opening up, it does absolutely nothing for the deck. And a lot of you are probably like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, clearly the best build is still Break Ride Legion. You made a set, again, we said this again, you made us a set where that build pretty much only got a Limit Break Remover and Stride Enablers. Yeah. But with the strides that you got, it's kind of just like, well, you're striding into God-In, and then you're probably at 4 or 5 damage. Break Ride, kill the opponent. That's pretty much how the deck works. You know, you gave us with this, you gave us some good G Guardians to help alleviate some of the attacks so we can handle them better. But giving us 16 cards in the G Zone does absolutely nothing. That's what when I was running my regular build, it was literally 2 Picaro, a good end, a good end, and that's it. That was my stride zone of 4. 'Cause
Probably nothing else. I mean, you still like you should have others in there, but like, how often do you really stride?
I didn't need to. Just trying to. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to get into that because it'll just frustrate me. Now my G zone is like 4 strides, and the rest would be, if I can run it, the rest would be G Guardians because I can.
Anyway, moving on.
He hates it, but he
Okay.
knows there's nothing else to do.
Anyway, Dark Regulars. Isn't their G Guard actually pretty good?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I remembered that the Soul Charging clans got like good stuff.
Mhm.
Do they get helped by the G Zone expansion? I mean, they actually get kind of hurt. I mean, you'll notice the trend that a lot of decks that use Guard Restrict as one of their win conditions kind of get hurt by this expansion.
Yeah. No, that seems to be the running.
G Guardians inherently are hurt, but I mean not G Guardians. These decks are inherently hurt by cards that you don't really need as actual should be called from hand, so it kind of helps a lot.
But I think Gil de Reyes, that deck is still a thing. Because even if they decide to,
you can first stride it.
Yeah, even if they decide to G Guard that Vanguard, you're still hitting for such a high number where they're still dumping cards out of their hand for it. So it hurts. I don't really believe any other builds you may see. Someone may play an Armand build. May.
Or Bladewing.
Bladewing may be a thing. Shouts out to Johnny Wrong for playing Bladewing. Moving on to the palest of all moons.
Harry's okay. That would be the only build I would play because you can get a lot of attacks in and it field, but then I'm not a big fan of Pale Moon, so I can't really talk about it in an unbiased fashion.
Oh, I can do it. I think it's actually very viable, Harry. I think it works. I think that it can. I think it actually can compete. It's won some minor tournaments here and there. I do believe it is a contender to see there for those who like to play the magical circus of assassins. Gear Chronicle.
Okay. Yeah, Gears. Viable. Chronojet that deck. Enough said.
Chronojet that deck.
No, I mean that deck does get considerably stronger.
We really don't have to talk about it. It really is Chronojet that deck. You're most likely playing Time Leap. Your G Zone will consist of anything. Your G Zone will consist of anything to murder the opponent at any part of the game. Cool. What's the next? What's the next area? It's not hate. We're really not hating on Gear Chronicle, but it really is Time Leap, Chrono Dragon, and Bailiff. Like
we're on to Megalinka, by the way. So we'll start with whatever it is. I don't know. We'll start with the stickiest of waifus first. It's Bermuda. If you want sticky waifus, you play this deck.
That's actually kind of difficult because I haven't really been seeing or hearing anything about Bermuda Triangles. People are probably still playing Larius as their as the stride. I really don't have any real good information on it.
I don't think it's. I really don't think it's viable for the event. I think the expansion doesn't help them.
No, and their best card is Olivia,
and you need 4.
Yeah, it's if you don't already have the stuff, it's not worth getting. You're better off playing Pacifica because it's cheaper-ish.
Yeah, and even then, you're paying a boatload of money
for the Pacificas.
Yep.
Ish. All right. Moves on. Aquaforce.
Gets helped significantly. Now blue wave decks can not only restand in your face for their Vanguard, they can restand their rearguard Lambros, and they can play Thavis. So they have a lot of options. I think Aquaforce is still a good pick for now.
So what about the Blue Wave and Thavis?
Blue wave Thavis. Is there any other build that like ripples are kind of dead? Let's be real.
Are they? Yes.
Yeah, you don't see them anymore.
Blue Wave. I mean, Ripples. Ripples.
Yeah, they're dead. Blue wave Thavis. Is there anything else? Maelstrom exists, but nobody plays that.
No.
Done.
Granbrew?
7 Seas. Night Rose is too slow.
But mostly 7 Seas.
Actually, what?
Mostly 7 Seas.
Yeah, 7 Seas are great. The advantage through how they play. They get multiple attacks in. Just really strong. So, very neutral matchups. Neutral is good.
Where are we now?
We're in Zoo Nation. So let's start with Mega Colony. I don't know in the grand scheme of things how good it really is, but I feel that the G-Zone expansion did help the deck, and specifically Machinings. Their Fighters Collection stride is actually good.
Giraffa.
So I think that the expansion helps Mega Colony out a lot.
I do. Some people thinking about what about Darkface? I think Darkface also has a place, but both Machinings offer more Vanguard stunning pressure, while Giraffa offers more power attacking when on stride and hand acquisition between Trighoul and Parasphere. So when you compare Machinings with their offensive pressure and Giraffa with the defensive pressure, you look at Darkface and you just wonder where he fits in, and it's
He doesn't right now.
just like, yeah.
He needs stuff. He needs more support.
He's like right in the middle between the two, but he's more field control, while Giraffa's aggro and Machinings are more Vanguard control. Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. After that, it's Great Nature. I mean, Great Nature gets. What does it even get out of this expansion? Honestly, the Peacock's like not that good.
It depends on the build you play, because there's actually several builds. A lot of people just argue Brick Ride Legion is the best. There's that. There's Leopold for those who just want to rush your opponent down and not have to wait. It's I would say more along the lines of Crayon Tiger deck.
Yep, Crayon Tiger makes the deck. It's been unchanged really by this expansion.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree. It's you do your thing until they're at 4 or 5 damage. You go into this Managramar and you try to kill them.
Yep, agreed. Anyway, moving on. Oh, they also get hurt by G-Zone expansion because G Guardians inherently hurt Metagarmor, which is their win condition. So just keep that in mind.
I mean, you get 3 chances to try to kill them.
You get what?
You really get 3 chances to try to kill them.
How? Break Ride Legion and Managarmor 2 times?
No, not just Managarmor. Remember, it's Vanguard, Rearguard, Rearguard, Rearguard.
Oh, yeah. But, like, you still have the opportunity to basically guard it more easily now.
Helps, but... Yeah.
Helps
anyway,
a lot.
What's next?
Neo Nectar. I feel as a whole Neo Nectar gets helped by the expansion quite a bit. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. if we're really being honest, you got that smirk on, but like I'm sitting down with the cards in front of me I'm on this trying to build my G zone, and a lot of the cards are kind of the same.
Mhm.
But it does offer some flexibility on building your G zone because it's mostly they're divided into two categories of superior calling and power, with some doing a little bit of both. It's not as diverse as Gear Chronicle,
But it
but
has more options than typical clan.
yes, it's much more options than Spike Brothers, but less options as Gear Chronicle.
Yeah, in between. I like it.
Yeah,
That's me.
Jingle
All right,
Crawford.
Stargate. No,
Oh wait, hold on, wait.
Nova
Let's be
Grappler.
honest though. Wait, before we go to Stargate. I think the two builds that are probably going to be seen most at the tournament will be Asha or Maiden of Legion. I think Musketeers, unfortunately, there's no place for them right now until they get some support. I was actually planning on trying to take Musketeers, depending on set six, but nothing. I got nothing out of it, so I had to make a choice. And no, no, I Musketeers are bust.
Sad.
So,
Stargate. Nova Grapplers. I think they get helped by the expansion. You could effectively play Buster, the new Yard Bustard, which is phenomenal. Pick Plasma and Victor in the same stride zone. You're good.
yeah, Beast Deities, I think, are also another contender for it, but that's about it. So it's either you're either playing Beast Deities for that first when you get to grade 3 rush turn or grade 2 rush turn, or you're playing Victor and you're just striding all over their faces,
And trying to kill them.
trying to kill them.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, though.
Shout outs to playing Victor.
Deep Police.
Now, oh, let me take this one, Sky. Let me,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Let me take this one. Let me take this one. So, G Zone expansion. Uh, I do have a lot to say about this, and please excuse me if I seem very scattered because there are three different decks that primarily going to be taken, but most people were only going to say that there's two, and I kind of agree because Gallop really doesn't fit as well into the meta right now, especially for the team league that's coming up. So if we want to talk about G's expansion and what it's helped and hurt, it's only D-Robos and Metaborgs. Um, if we were to start off with either of them, well, let's start off with Metaborgs. The G zone getting expanded does nothing for the deck.
Now it
And,
doesn't.
huh? No, it just doesn't.
Currently, it doesn't. Until set
Yeah,
7.
yeah. Currently, it does nothing for the set because primarily, if you're playing Metaborgs, you're striding into Heavy Duke and swinging for Laurel and hoping your opponent can guard. And that's pretty much how it's been since we have had Duke 1 year ago. I think even with Set 7 looming around the corner, it's pretty much going to be the same thing for them. It's Counterblast 2, attack with Duke, restand with Laurel if you hit. Hopefully Grand Revolver is still there to unflip the damage for you. It doesn't change. G Zone expanding doesn't change. However, for D Robos, it helps because you now have more options into what you're running. It's not as helmet as Metalborgs are. You have options and you have different ways of playing the deck, and you're still playing Break Ride Legion. I'm sorry for this being so winded, but they're the same. It's like the same clan, but two different builds that are extremely different. I'm done.
Well, yeah. I can't add to that. It's pretty in-depth. One of the few cases that I can't speak. The
It's
last
okay.
thing we're going to cover is Link Joker. Um, Chaos Breaker gets really strong with the expansion.
That
It
and
shuts down. What?
Messiahs.
Oh, Messiahs do too, yeah. They actually become pretty good. But Chaos Breaker in particular has the ability to just... Your opponent can't play the game. If they play a deck that has a hint of Rear Guard dependency, they kind of lose.
Yeah, I mean, we still know the main weakness of Chaos. You know, it's still like it can't really handle Rush too well in the beginning, or clans that play down the middle, such as um, Dimension
Dimension
Police.
Police, Gear
Yeah,
Chronicle,
Gear Chronicle,
Overlords.
Dark Irregulars.
Yeah.
You know, so again, those clans still hurt Chaos, but you know,
G-Guards also help Chaos.
yeah.
So
There's that. Messiah's still Messiah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big Messiah fan, so I don't really know what to say about it in this case. So I think Chaos is the better build, but that's just me.
What's next?
We're done.
All right, Token Rambo. It exists. You're gonna have those players out there playing it. You know who you are, those players. You want to talk about it since you did the box opening of it?
I would use language that is not allowed on our channel to describe how I feel about the clan.
Okay.
Don't think it's viable. I don't think it's viable. If you take it, I'm probably going to shoo you away from it.
You're not going to be the meanest judge?
I will play them,
right,
but I will destroy them, though, because I hate them.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about it.
Oh, my God.
Because we have to. We are fair and impartial on this channel. Except when it comes...
Right.
You are very partial. You were very partial. Anyways, because I'm a fun-loving guy. Sorry if my head is tilted, I'm not going to camera because I have it actually stuff right next to me. The best build for the deck is actually just straight striding for it. With the G-Zone expanding, it doesn't really change the deck so much. They don't have G-Guards, so you're pretty much relying on the Screw and Dismal, which isn't really so bad. But now you're able to just actually effectively run all the stride units in the deck, which a lot of them are actually really good. I think the Seiken Hasatsu build for the stride version is the best. That's it.
Oh, you're done. Good. Okay, I spaced out for all of that. All right. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. We will be at Team League this Saturday. Look for us and our swag mats, and you will not miss them. It's what we've been using on the channel, and our teammate Franco will also be having a very similar mat to ours, but with his little Franco twist on it. So, if you see us, come up and say hi. Like, if you want to play a game, we're more than happy to do that.
We also will be recording deck profiles and some games if we have the time to do so as well. Please come say hi to us. I enjoy it. I'll be vlogging most of the day along with Caiserxs here.
Yes, he's not going to get rid of me throughout the whole day because he has to deal with me at teams where I'm anxious and...
Yep, I am super looking forward to that. All right, guys. Thank you. And like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Peace.